welcome back to DWG TV. My name's Hannah, and today I'm joined by our creative director and two of our designers. And today we're just doing a design panel, which is something we haven't done before on DWG TV. But I'm excited about this format. It kind of just gives each of our designers a platform to share what they do and what they're passionate about. And I think we're going to have some really interesting discussion today. So if each of y'all could just take a second and introduce yourself and just share a little bit about what you do here at DuBose.
So I guess that's me first. My name is Julie Gogan. I'm the creative director here. I work with our marketing strategists and our designers and content writers just to make sure that everything goes smooth.
I'm Lauren Pinckney. I'm an interactive designer here, and I help design websites and social media graphics and that type of stuff.
And I'm Amanda Goforth, and I do everything that Lauren said. I'm also an interactive designer.
Awesome. So you all can answer this for any of these questions. You all can answer it. One of you can answer it. Whatever comes natural to you. But why did you get into design? What makes you passionate about the design world?
I chose design because art was one of my favorite subjects in school. I just really loved it, and then when I got to college, I realized I could turn it into a profession. So I majored in graphic design, and then started with like print design stuff, and then when I came here to DuBose, I got into web design. With these two help.
What about y'all?
So I was originally studying to be an architecture or major or an architect. So I was an architecture major at Clemson for 2 years, and then decided that I did not want to spend my life just doing buildings, that I still want to do something that was artsy, but just not quite that. So I transferred and changed my major and ended up doing graphic design, and I was in print design for 10 years, and then Blake and I had known each other from the past, and so he brought me in as a designer, and then it just kind of blossomed from there into interactive and and web and creative direction from there. So
cool.
And I have a bachelor's degree in illustration. So that was originally what I wanted to do because I'd like to paint and draw. But didn't realize how much work that is and how much it depends on freelancing, which I'm not real good at. So I kind of fell into design, which is much more reliable, and I can still use all of the more technical principles of illustration along with it.
Awesome. So what is y'all's favorite part about being a designer or being a creative director? What's your favorite part about your role here at DuBose?
I would say we're never actually doing the same job. Like, it might be for the same partner or client, but we're always designing a new graphic or playing with new colors and typography, things like that. So it's never the same task that we have to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's constant learning.
Yeah.
yeah, I'd have to say after the second Amanda's, it's constant learning. It's always changing. So it's no 2 days look the same, for better or for worse.
So on the flip side, what's the biggest challenge that y'all face in this role?
No 2 days look the same. I don't know. You guys want to answer?
I think the biggest thing for me is just keeping things fresh, innovative, and in budget.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say design is also very subjective.
Yeah.
Like, we could design something and love it, and then show it to someone and they'd be like, no, not for me.
Totally.
So you never know.
Yeah. So how has the web industry changed in the time that y'all have been designers? How have you seen it evolve over the years?
Oof. A lot. I mean, so Amanda and I started right around the same time, and when we started, parallax was just like, that was like the new big thing. It's like everybody wants a parallax image, and now that is, it's still very cool, but it's borderline like, that was 5 years ago. We're on to new things now. So it's changed a lot from just the interfaces that people want and that they're seeing, but the devices, I think, are the biggest thing for me. I don't know about you guys, but just the sheer number of devices and browsers that you have to design for and optimize for is just insanity. It's just, I don't know. that's probably my biggest.
Mm-hmm.
So, where do you think that the industry is headed based on some trends that you've seen recently?
I'd say definitely towards more animations. The websites aren't just stale and sitting anymore. There's movement, there's colors, there's bolder typography, things like that. So you definitely have to stay up on the trends.
How do you stay up on the trends? How do you stay current with everything, with it being such a constantly evolving industry? How do y'all kind of stay abreast of everything that's happening?
I'd say definitely lots of research, lots of blog reading.
Yeah, we've got our favorite blogs that we've bookmarked in our designer resources folder that we can go to and see just kind of upcoming trends for 2019 and 2020. But yeah, I mean, a lot of it it's out there. You just have to search for it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it's just, I think, intuition too, like, because you want to be able to put your own creative spin on it. So you try new things and see what comes out of it.
And what looks good to you.
Yeah. So, how would you go about, for an organization or business that's kind of on the fence about hiring a creative agency, a digital marketing agency, what would you tell them if they kind of just think, oh, we have a website and, you know, it's out there, but they're not really actively involved in improving it? What would y'all say to them?
I would say that your website is probably your most powerful marketing tool, and it is one of those things that is working 24/7, and to ignore it is not a good business tactic. That you really, I mean, it could be working for you instead of working against you, and I think in some cases just leaving it there, it's working against you. So.
Yeah. So going off of that, like working in an agency world, you obviously have strategy, you have development, or strategy, design, development. So you're working alongside me, myself, as a digital marketing strategist, and also the developer. How have y'all kind of figured out how to work in a team setting in the design world? Is that ever challenging? Is that inspiring? What's that experience like from your perspective?
Really, it just requires constant communication. Especially, I mean, well, personally, all of my pod members are remote except me, so yeah, I have to Slack them all the time.
It's even like all my pod members are here, and it's constant communication. I think that goes for anyone. We're constantly communicating. Us as a design team are constantly communicating and asking for opinions, things like that. So it just takes a lot of communication, like Amanda said.
And I guess too, I mean, the idea of that comes from strategy, and the designers are ultimately responsible for bringing that to life, and then the developer is responsible for implementing that. So it's kind of balancing the two of, you have to keep strategy in mind and make that person happy, but also be on development to make sure that everything looks as you designed it. So awesome. Constant communication.
And it's been a process, like,
For sure.
to be real. It's been a process.
Yeah.
But we
Constantly learning.
Yeah, constantly learning and growing, and that's one of the things that we do a lot of.
Yeah. It's kind of what we do. Always learning.
It is what we do.
So do y'all have any favorite brands that you pull design inspiration from? Any that you are constantly going to on Instagram or just visiting their website and just really getting amped up about everything that they're doing?
I'd say one of my favorites is Nike. Like, they're always pushing the envelope, and like their product designs and the way that they just kind of show them to people really draws you in, I think.
What about y'all?
Slack just redid their website, and it's pretty nice. I like that. And CSS Tricks did their website, a new design, and I like it.
Cool.
There's so many. I'm that person. So, like, from a product standpoint, like, I really like to see what Coca-Cola's doing. I love to go to food.
Yeah.
Not just because I love food, but because I love, they tend to have a lot more fun on their websites. So they have these cool, cute little animations, or they've got like fun little games you can play, and they're colorful and bright and happy, and I don't know, all those things that I tend to like. So I like anything from like Halo Top to a Spanish soda, I can't remember the name of it right this moment, to Coca-Cola, and there's several other ones that are they're just I don't know, fun site. Their products fun, their brands are fun. But then one of my favorite places is Dribble. I love going to Dribble and seeing what people are doing. It's more of a designer community sharing their work and their designs and whatnot, and I just think it's really interesting to see people putting their spin on existing brands and then just see what projects they're working on. So I go there a lot for inspiration.
Cool. So for a website for a company, they know a lot needs to be done to their website and their brand, what is the one thing that you would make a recommendation for them to implement design-wise? What's really going to make their brand come alive and just revamp their website? If you could just pick one thing.
So that's where we can tell them one thing not to do.
You could say that. Yeah, that works.
Do not put sliders on your website. Stop. I'm just kidding. No, okay. What will we put on there? What do we?
I would say just step up the typography would be one of the main things you can definitely do, and that's something I'm still learning and trying to play with, but that definitely makes a difference.
I'd say user research.
That's good.
I'd say white space.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good too.
Too many people are afraid white space is showing.
Yeah. Good tips. So my last question is, do any of y'all do any design work on your own, on the side, just out of pure passion?
Yes. And yes.
Amanda.
And yes.
Yes.
Tell us about your design work.
It doesn't really fall into the realm of design.
But creative work.
I do pet portraits on the side.
And they are beautiful.
My little
They're amazing.
side business is called the Painted Whisker.
Cool.
Check her out on Facebook.
It's fun.
And you're multi-talented in that you can design with computer and with your hands.
Yeah.
Very
Playing
well
around with my Wacom tablet, do some digital art, and hopefully bring some more of that into some of our future projects.
Cool. Do y'all have any other words of wisdom for designers out there wanting to get inspiration or anything of that nature?
Words of wisdom.
I would just say never stop learning and always push yourself. That's something I'm trying to learn.
Yeah, practice is a good one. Just keep practicing.
Yeah.
Keep plugging at it.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
And play with
Yeah,
stuff.
that's a good one.
I like it.
Gotta keep it creative.
For sure.
Well, that's everything. Thanks, y'all, for being here, and thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this new format. It's something that I'd love to bring back in the future, and we will be back on April 2nd, sorry about that, at 1 p.m. Eastern Time to talk with Parker Moore from Tux on Trucks. That'll be a really interesting conversation. He is the co-founder and CEO of that business, and we're really going to be chatting about how he found a pain point in the industry and built a whole brand and business around it, and for a very niche market. So that'll be a great conversation for you to tune in on April 2nd for. And other than that, follow along with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're on all of the places. Just give us a follow, give us a like, and continue the conversation with us there. And that way you'll always get alerts, and we'll show up in your feed when we're going live again on DWG TV. So other than that, can't wait to see you next time, and have a great day. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.